This week we have some sad news. We sold the caravan. We don't have one anymore. So we were thinking of while for selling the caravan due to the fact of the cost of living and all that kind of stuff. And our payments on the caravan are 220, well, were £220 plus storage, but it just kind of ended up being a lot. And when you go away at the moment, a lot of the campsites have clicked on, it can put their prices up. So places that when we first got a caravan, which wasn't even that long ago, were £10 to £15 a night, are now charging 20 to nearly 30. So they've doubled their prices. And I understand why, because they're a business and they're trying to make money for their families as well. But it just gets a bit too much. So we've sold the caravan. We don't really have any major plans yet. I mean, obviously, you probably know that I quite fancy a motorhome or a camper van. But again, the market also has gone ridiculous. Like a caravan, a motorhome, sorry, that would have probably cost you 13k before the pandemic is now somewhere in the region of £20,000. Quite an old one, no aircon, all that kind of stuff. So we don't really know what the next steps are going to be. We've got a few things in the pipeline we're considering. We've been away once without the caravan so far. Went away for a weekend all the way to Paris to you, Disney. We'll put that on the channel at some point. But we've also got a trip today where we're going to go away and something a little bit different to see what that's like as well, just to kind of compare and look at the money situation as well. Because yes, we are well paid. Both me and Lucy are both well paid. That's definitely true. But we don't really want to have lots of debt. We've done that. I've been there. Done that. I've had car debt, caravan debt over debt. Obviously got the house debt. And it just kind of restricts you because you haven't got the money to go and do what you want to do when you want to do it because you're paying all your payments out. So you've got to kind of think a little bit more about that. And so whatever we do, we don't want to go silly on money. So we've got lots of debt because of selling the caravan, and we're going to sell the big car and hopefully have no payments. Probably get something slightly more efficient. We're going to save £500 to £600 per month. It's a lot of money, isn't it, that we're going to get in. And as you probably know, our girls do dancing. They love dancing, and that costs us £400 a month. So if we didn't have dancing, we probably could get a good camper van or motorhome. But for now, we're just going to do something a little bit different. So we're going to go down to Yorkshire today to do something a bit different, and we're just going to see how things go. I was kind of hoping the market might have started dying down on the motorhome and camper van front, but if anything, it seems actually, maybe because of the time of year, it's starting to accelerate again. Now things are getting even more expensive. That things that were, 18 grand last year, are nearly 20 grand. So it's a decision, do we just bite the bullet and have a bit of debt from that, which I don't really want, and then we get kind of more like what we kind of want, or along the lines, or what? Well, because we also got our summer trip. Normally by now, we've booked our summer trip to France. We haven't decided where we're going to go, but because we haven't got anything, we can't quite decide how we're going to do it. And we've looked at even just driving down with the car, which is fine, whatever car we have. But the problem there is that a lot of the chalets, what you want to call them, I mean, obviously, I get that to make money. They're about £1,000. So you're talking for us to go 3 weeks, it's £3,000 plus the Euro ton or whatever. Let's say 3.3. You put up to £3,500 for 3 weeks away, which isn't that bad compared to a flying holiday, but it's still a hell of a lot of money. So we're just trying to see what the options are, and we're going to have to make a decision probably next month or so. I think if we wait any later than that, we don't know what we're going to book for the summer. We might even have to go old-fashioned way and do something called a flight. Olivia's 6 actually, and she's never done a flight as to this point, so bit of a ramble there, bit of a rant. We sold the caravan for what we paid for it. I actually sold it to a dealer because we'd had it on the market a little bit and there'd been no mega interest. So the year before, we got maybe over the winter, when we tried to sell it, well, we did have the motorhome temporarily. We were getting people all the time saying, "Can we come and see it? Can we come and see it?" And this time we didn't really get that. So it's at a dealer's. It's on the dealer's for about nearly £4,000 more than we sold them for. I suppose we've got to make a profit, but as of yet it's not sold, which is sounds a bit harsh, but it's a bit pleased that it hasn't sold yet, because that's when we've probably done the right thing. I don't know, I think the caravan market is cooling a little bit. The new ones not so much. Sorry about the mess in the background there, the jackery. The little ones, so they're somewhere kind of cooling, particularly the family market, because people just don't have the money for families. And that's what I was kind of hoping with camper vans and motorhomes, which we'll see. There was a really nice one at a rental place up here. It actually didn't have aircon as in the cab, but it had aircon in the back. And that was a 2009. It went for £24,000, which is cheaper than it was probably a couple of years ago. So we'll see what the market does. Ideally, if anybody's got anything, we're looking for something about 16, maybe a little bit higher than that, preferably with cab aircon, but I know we're just basically, that's not going to happen. But the biggest thing is making sure it's got 5 popper belts, or at least 4 popper belts and 1 lap belt if it's a one rear face, and not as much of an issue for us personally, although we'd prefer 3 popper belts. That's why we got the Heimer last year actually, but the Heimer costs us 28 grand, so we're not going to go that high again because we don't really want the debt of it. Anyway, so looks like my wife's downstairs. Gonna get packing, we're gonna get going, and you'll see that video probably in about a month or so. See you later.